I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's... Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
The following
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
It's a journey into comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into Comics.
Network.
Production.
Welcome back to another episode of Crucial Tunes. I'm your host, Chris, and your other host, Larry. Say hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry. Today we were going to be doing an episode about our local Northwest Indiana music scene, kind of past and present. So we wanted to have a couple of guests on tonight that I feel were very into the local scene.
The best guest we could have possibly pulled together.
They were like in deep in the local music scene, and they still are parts of the local music scene today. So with us today is our drummer, actually, in our band Get By, Andrew Contreras.
What up?
And Ashley Greene, who is part of Local Sounds Entertainment, and she's, I don't know, attended like every fucking show that's ever existed in Northwest Indiana, and used to actually work at Java Joe's, or
Yes.
Okay,
I was a barista.
You
A
were
barista.
Java
Call it
Joe.
that. Yeah.
okay, I gotta adjust your mic just a little bit up.
Java Joe.
I think you're good
Java
now.
Josephine.
Yeah.
But I Java Joe's, I feel like had to come up pretty early in this episode.
That's
Speaking of the local music scene, just
Yeah,
where it
because
started.
Forever ago.
Java Joe's was
Java Joe's very, very fucking important to me.
It was like Java Joe's and pop culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
pop culture.
Pop culture.
That was like my first local show. That was like, yeah, this is dope. This is what I want to do.
I don't know that I ever went to pop culture.
No.
Fuck you. Are you
Not
serious?
Not one time, man.
Why?
Wait, do you remember Seekers?
My first show I ever played in my life was at Seekers.
I played at Seekers and I got banned from Seekers the same
That sounds
day.
about right.
When
wonder
Seekers was
why.
around, I was like a big time Christian, so they loved the fuck out of everything I did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Larry, you're peeking real loud.
You're
so
peeking, man.
I was in
years ago during this.
when we played at so Seekers, for those of you that were not in the local Northwest Indiana music scene, Seekers was a Christian coffee house / venue. What would you
Dyer?
say? Maybe Dyer, like almost by the state line in Dyer.
Yeah.
It was maybe mid 2000s ish.
Early 2000s.
I remember
early to
going
mid.
there like
I
our
think
senior year.
yeah,
The first time I
I
played
think
there, I want to say was 2002.
I think I played there in
damn.
2004 or maybe early 5. I don't remember.
We couldn't have been around that long.
It was closed, I think, pretty shortly after I played there. But I was in Burnt by Compassion.
I was a freshman in high school.
Oh yeah, I was a
and
freshman in high school in 2004.
Gross.
Yeah, Ashley and I graduated in 2004. But so I was in a band called Burnt by Compassion. We were like a real shitty hardcore band.
Is that the picture?
Which
you
one?
sent?
No,
that was
that was-
Slaughterhouse Cruelty. That was
Dude, what a dope name.
I remember you named
What
the
a
band
name.
after the centerfold of the high
Yeah.
school newspaper.
there was this like super vegan girl in our high school that wrote for the school newspaper.
Back in like the 90s, or was
yeah.
it vegan?
Well, I don't know if she was
Early
vegan or
2000s.
super
Y'all old.
vegetarian.
We're not
but-
that old.
Okay.
But,
y'all older than me. I'm old as fuck.
So she wrote for the school newspaper, and I just remember getting the school newspaper one day, and this article it just blew my mind how stupid it sounded. So it says, the headline was, "Trip to Slaughterhouse, reveals cruelty to animals.
Well, no fucking
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly.
Oh, weird.
And then,
I'm all for,
and then
like-
you know how like in the corner of the paper it says like the headlines and like what page to continue reading them on. Well, in the corner it said Slaughterhouse Cruelty, page 6 or whatever. I was like, that's it. That's our band name.
Boom, done.
And we were a super shitty new metal band, like the shittiest of shitty new metal bands.
You have a
But
flanger?
oh, of course I did. I had a multi-effects pedal. It was a Digitech RP
Of course.
300
Yes, dude.
multi-effects.
Who didn't have that?
And
when they were
of
a
course
kid?
I used flanger and I used phaser. I was the big one in the new
I use
metal
phaser
thing.
now.
Yeah, you do a little bit.
In what?
The new Mouth Street.
Oh, I mean that's.
No, oh man,
No?
I don't know what that is. Just a preset. It's a bunch of shit. No, but I use phaser and bitter now.
Oh, tight.
Okay.
That's what's up.
But yeah, so Burnt by Compassion, my shitty hardcore band, we played at Seekers. It was like a battle of the bands at Seekers. Like they had jars out on the table and
Oh, yeah,
people
we
could
did.
donate. And
We won one of those.
I think you played the same night that we got banned there.
No, because someone in your band had
Cody,
like a portable
my-
DVD
yeah.
player showing
Of course.
fucking people fucking.
Yep. He was running around.
course.
He was running around the Christian coffee house with a portable DVD player, just flashing porn in people's faces.
It was like gnarly porn.
Yeah.
It was like hardcore porn.
It wasn't like
It was very hardcore porn because
Well,
that was Cody's style.
What differentiates hardcore and softcore? Is it just seeing penetration?
Yes, I think so.
Tight.
Yeah.
And then also that night, mysteriously, somebody had shit on the sidewalk outside of Seekers.
That was me.
Was it? I legitimately
don't know for
don't
sure,
know.
so?
I legitimately
Yes.
don't know.
It wasn't me.
So-
the bathroom at Seekers smelled like Fruity Pebbles.
That's
pretty
weird that you
gnarly.
remember that.
No, it was like it's vivid. I'm sure I'm not the only person who remembers that.
Nah. I don't think I've ever been to Seekers. And
Game is
I lived in
shit.
Dyer.
Yeah, Seekers wasn't that great. It was okay.
I saw a couple great bands at Seekers.
They had a nice building. It could have been a great venue if they
Yeah.
would have run it a little better. But let's talk Joe's, I guess. Let's go back to Joe's. Java Joe's in Winfield.
Yeah.
When I was 15 or 16, my band at the time played at Java Joe's pretty much every weekend, and so did Andrew's band.
Yeah.
It's very much true.
So since we're talking about old bands, what bands were you guys in for the listening audience?
Every band I was in?
Yeah, it was,
Every real
All
band
of
that
them.
played shows?
yeah.
Okay, let me think about this. The first band I ever played a show with was called... Fuck. It was called Fuck.
Oh, okay.
No,
Gnarly.
It was called, I want to say... There's
like-
two in my head, and I don't know which one came first. We were called The Truth Project.
Oh.
Because we were, like, Christian kids.
That sounds about right.
Truth Project, dude. That's legit for that time period.
That's deep.
I was gonna say
Dude, we
that's-
were deep as
You guys could have
fuck.
toured with
I'm
Trust
sure you
Company.
were.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then after that, we changed our name to Scribe, which was also Christ
Oh,
Ass.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Scribe.
That band played a bunch of shows. We had like 2 EPs maybe. They both sucked. We covered Alistair and Green Day and I think 30 MXPX songs and some other shit. I don't remember. Then I was in a band called The Assignment,
Hell yeah.
The Assignment.
Yes.
which is like probably the first like legitimate real band I was in.
And super legitimate too. Like for
Yeah.
how young you guys were,
Yeah.
the stuff you wrote was always incredible. It's still to
I
this
remember
day
like
amazes
thinking
me.
back on it and like how shitty it was, and then I had our copy of our first CD, and then someone emailed me our second CD. They're like, "Hey, I found this." I'm like, "Oh shit, no way! I haven't heard this in like 10 years. I'm gonna listen to it." And I was like, "Oh fuck! Like this is cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first band I knew you in.
Yeah, same here.
Same here. I think that's when I
We were like
met Larry Rosenko.
loud, real obnoxious, a lot of timing and tempo changes, weird shit,
Very posty.
posty.
Pop, like super poppy too at the same time.
Like if a shitty pop punk band was trying to cover Thursday songs. That's what we sounded
That's
like.
legit.
Yeah.
That's
I can
super
see
legit.
that.
That's
Yep.
pretty accurate.
Then I was in a band called Cutaway Blue,
Oh,
which essentially was a ripoff of May.
Yeah, for sure. I back that.
Like
Yep.
we sounded like
But
I thought it
hey,
was
hey,
great.
you guys pulled it
was
off.
Great.
Man.
we
You
sounded
guys
like
worked it.
Cartel, but we had a piano.
Okay.
God, that's right. I
And y'all
forgot you
had
a
Nestor.
piano.
yeah.
Oh,
that was
that's
your
right.
secret weapon was Nestor, and y'all don't even know it.
Our secret weapon was Timmy O'Brien. After that,
B.
for like 2 months, I was in a metalcore band with Andrew.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We just jammed a couple times. It was nothing crazy.
What band was that?
We didn't even play a show.
I mean, where did you guys?
It was me, Andrew, Tim, and Ben Robinson. You remember Ben?
Was that the band that you guys jammed in a church or something?
Yeah, we jammed. We were
I heard a track like somebody recorded.
Dude,
like,
it was sick. And
heavy.
We were just like a
heavy.
Prada ripoff. But it was cool, man.
It was fun.
And then I was in a band called Fighter Planes.
Yeah.
I forgot about.
I remember them.
I mean, technically, we were really good.
Yeah.
I just wasn't for it. I wasn't into it.
Who was in that with you?
Caleb, this guy Steve, Jason from Cardboard Cutout was our original drummer. And then Timmy O'Brien was a drummer and a bunch of other people. And then I wasn't in it for some other shit. I don't remember.
I played a show with you
That's
guys
right.
Did you?
at that church. Yeah.
Didn't you guys used to play bean counters?
What was that? What
Blue
was...
played beat counters all the fucking time.
Yeah, we played there a couple
Yeah, that
times.
place was tight. And then after I was in Fighter Planes, I was nothing for years. I made solo hip hop on my computer, and then me and Chris did No Fences, and now I'm in Get By.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the Larry history. How about Andrew?
I was also in like this math rock.
Oh, physics.
I was in this band called Physics with Tim and these two guys from Indy.
What?
I always wanted to hear more of that,
Dude,
because I heard very little of it.
I remember the shit that like my brain was making my fingers do. I couldn't believe I was doing it. Like, this is crazy fucking stuff.
This is pure
I can't
magic.
do it now. And I have no idea how to play any of it. But we were just like this technical as fuck post rock, post hardcore math shit, and it was so sick. That's that. That's everything I've done.
Tight.
Now back.
Tight.
Oh, I was in And If I Perish for a while too.
That's what I thought.
I was unaware of that. I didn't
Forgot
know
about
you were
that.
part of
I was in
Then
And If I Perish
am
for
I
like
thinking of what's his name?
no, I was in And If I Perish for a handful of shows.
That's what's up. They're
Anyway.
a good band too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I was like in 7th grade. I was in Falling from Fate,
Oh my god.
and
I remember that name.
Because Falling from Fate was sick.
it was Falling from Fate, and it was just
Shit.
me, my buddy Al, my buddy Joe, and my buddy Steve Nestor.
So
Wrote a couple
essentially-
songs, played a couple shows for our friends, nothing special. And then we did that from like 7th to 8th grade, and then that freshman year, I was like, I don't want to scream no more. Let's get Jack to play bass and scream, and put Nestor on vocals. So we did that, and we started that, and we were Falling from Fate for a little bit with that. But then we kicked Steve out because it's not working with the vocals. So we got Charlie, and we changed our name to Auden. And then
God, how that all
The
went
famous
down.
Auden.
Auden was born.
Auden.
And that's when we really started playing all the shows at Java Joe's.
Yeah.
That's when Auden started.
Auden.
We were like we were post-hardcore.
Yeah.
Technical as fuck.
A lot of
Yes.
shredding for no reason.
Just because you
Like
can.
we can because we had Joe and Al. And then
Just
Joe
wanted everyone
Perez.
to, like they wanted everyone around here to know that they were better at their instruments than they were.
it's very true.
Look what we can do.
Yeah.
Y'all can't do this.
And then after that was done, a long run all throughout high school. I joined a band with my buddy, who's our guitar player now, Steve, called Beauty and the Beheaded. We played a bunch of shitty hardcore shows. That's all it was.
Super appropriate
Yeah.
name for the time. I like it.
Yeah.
What year would you say that was?
Like 2008.
Okay, so I was gonna say that was. I don't remember that name.
Yeah, I
but
don't
that was like
remember
right
that one.
after I fell out of the scene for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beheaded. I played a show at the Mirror with them, which was crazy. I don't know how
Yeah.
that happened.
I like what?
It was an Alton show.
Where? Oh, an Alton show.
Yeah.
Who's Alton?
Alton.
Elton John?
No.
No, one of those
Oh.
Yeah.
a land promoter. And
We can trash him all we want.
yeah.
He's not gonna hear this.
He won't
If he
hear
does,
this. And
fuck
you,
you,
yeah, I was
dude.
gonna
Fuck
say.
you.
The rumor started that he died.
What?
You mean the rumor that he started that he died?
No.
He faked his death on Facebook.
What?
that sounds about right. What a
Yeah.
douche.
He's a
Oh
piece
my
of shit.
god.
Anyway,
What a
Elton,
douche.
you're a piece of shit.
Dude, I went through a window at one of his shows, and he was like, "Yo, you guys got to pay for this window, or you can't play here again." So
See you never.
Steve was like, "Oh shit, we got to play here because this is where all the shows are." And so Steve sold his guitar, and the dude and Elton was like, "Nah, you guys can't play."
Dirty.
Dirty motherfucker.
Fuck you, dude.
Ask Steve about that next time I practice, dude. It was shitty.
I wonder what person from that scene or the scene back in the day he doesn't owe money to.
Well, and it's not just the scene either. He owes money to
Traveling
touring
bands,
acts.
yeah.
I think he owes Puddle of Mud a bunch of
shit.
money.
He famously
What?
ripped off Puddle of Mud. He famously
Well, I
ripped
mean,
off
it's Puddle of Mud.
ICP.
Yeah.
He famously ripped off. I think. Well, I don't know if he ripped off the Ataris, but when we played with the Ataris, they had signed a deal with Elton saying that there was only going to be like 2 local
I remember
bands,
that. Isn't
and
that
he
when-
booked like
Yeah,
6.
but I think
instead.
that's right when Elton left that place.
Yeah,
didn't
that
he?
was I think Elton's last
Yeah.
show at Big Shots.
It was a good
That was
show.
really brave to rip off ICP. 'Cause,
Right?
Like the Juggalo
Right?
clan, like they could have really come after
Yo, they
him,
will pull
Right.
a Fago all over you.
right?
You don't want that
They will
mess.
wreck your shit.
What band were you in after you
Yes.
beheaded?
I was in the Vamato for a little bit with Joe, and then before that I started another band with Steve called DeLorean. We
I did
played.
y'all's MySpace layout.
Yeah, it was sick. It was basically Under Oath, Emery, and shit like that we played, and played 2 shows, one in Chicago and then one some local shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One of 2
Some
shows,
local
Chicago,
shit.
no big deal.
yeah. It was an apartment show. It was
Okay.
for Bree's brother's going away party.
Breeze nuts.
So
Hey, old Breezy.
yeah.
What up?
And then after that, I didn't do anything for a long time. Then I started I didn't start Still Lives. I was in Still Lives with Steve and Jack and Josh. We started Get By. And then when Steve left that, we started Get By. And then now Josh is gone, and now Steve is in. If that's hard to follow, I'm sorry.
No, actually,
Rewind
that's-
and take
I mean,
notes.
I know it, so
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say we're
Like, I know the
very
history.
familiar. So,
Yeah.
but okay.
What were you in?
In high school, I
All
was
of the
in
names?
I was in a band called Stage Fright for a couple years.
With a Y?
Wait, but spell it.
STAGE
Yeah.
FRYTE.
Yeah.
One word.
Stage Fright.
Yes.
Don't wear makeup?
No, well, kind of.
That's
We
in
played-
the photo. The way he did his
So
hair
we played.
was kind of that.
We played
too.
a show at. We played a show at Club X in Lowell.
Oh my god, I
was
forgot
like
about
there was,
Club X.
it was like this teen dance club that on Saturdays they would throw shows, which actually there's some pretty sick metal shows there back
Yeah,
in the
there
day.
were good shows there.
That was like where I saw Systematic Hate probably like
Oh my
1,000
God.
times.
Is that
And
Colbos?
yes,
Yeah.
Colobos, Arnolfini Marriage, whatever you want
All
to
the
call
same.
them, all Revolting Vision, they're all the same band. I saw Wilkes Booth there.
Oh my god.
Wilkes Booth was like this new metal ass band, like with 6 members and like a synth player and fucking crazy.
Sounds tight.
They were amazing.
I forgot about them.
But so Wilkes Booth was the best, man. I don't think they lasted
Clearly.
very long though.
Yeah.
That's a
But
cool name.
It
If
was a cool
someone
name,
pitched
and it was
me-
spelled with an X too.
Oh,
Yeah.
WILX.
If it was spelled normally, I would assume they sound like the Chariot.
Okay. No, they
Ooh.
didn't sound anything like the Chariot. They sounded kind of like 5.0. Do you remember 5.0? Which actually was also a semi-local band. They were from like Joliet, I think.
I've never heard of that.
Look up 5.0. They
I'm
released.
sure they're not anywhere on the internet.
No, I promise you they are. You can find them on Spotify still. They released an album through Roadrunner, and they were
Really?
their debut album was actually super solid. It still stands up as a really good like new metal album of the early 2000s. But anyway, so Stage Fright, we played at Club X, and we had black lights and strobe lights that we brought with us.
So you can see all your cum
of
spots and
course.
shit.
And we used we found out that laundry soap glows under a black light, so we used laundry soap to paint our faces like
So it
almost
looked like you had
crossbreed.
cum all over your faces?
Yes, exactly.
So, like, when
Yeah.
you guys sweat and shit, didn't it burn like hell?
Well, I didn't use that much. I just like drew a couple lines and dots and stuff. Tim like coated
Oh my
his
God.
hands and like just rubbed it all over his face, so his entire face glowed.
I bet it was kind of sick.
I thought it looked cool, but I was also a freshman in high school, so
We should do that now.
sure,
Nah.
I'm down. But yeah.
I'm not. Y'all can do it.
But yeah, so Stage Fright lasted a couple of years, and then Stage Fright broke up. That's when I started Slaughterhouse Cruelty. Slaughterhouse Cruelty lasted a couple of years. Actually, no, probably about a year and a half, maybe. And then started Burnt by Compassion, which was like my hardcore, metalcore, just... We sucked. You know,
That sounds like a super Christian band.
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. we were really bad, but we were really good at promoting, and we put on a really good live show. Even though our music was terrible, we were fun to watch, if nothing else. So we actually had out of all the bands I've been in, that one probably had one of the biggest followings. Just, we had kids that followed us to every show we played, and we played, that summer that I was in that band, we played like every weekend, probably twice a weekend most of the summer. And it was great. Yeah, man. That was back when there was tons of places to play, and
we didn't have
so many venues.
Yeah. So
and then after Burnt by Compassion kind of fizzled out, we started what would become Police vs. the Japanese Mafia. But before we were Police vs. the Japanese Mafia, we called ourselves Drop Dead Gorgeous.
I remember that.
And then like the Drop Dead Gorgeous started getting
Y'all had
big.
a comma, or did they have a comma?
They had a comma. We were just one word. Well, not one word. We were
3 words.
One
three
phrase.
3 words, one phrase. Yes,
Yeah.
not
3 words.
No.
One phrase.
Their hit single.
But yeah, so we were Drop Dead Gorgeous, and that was back when there was this band from they were from around here somewhere, called The Brigade.
Oh,
Y'all
I was
remember
in
The
the
Brigade?
God.
They were like a hardcore band.
And it was sick as fuck.
I don't
They
know
have
if
a
this
bass
was
player.
like exactly. I was
That's
just gonna
right.
mention that they didn't have a bass player, and I saw them twice, and I was like, "Holy shit! These guys are so much heavier than anybody else I've ever heard, and they don't even have a bassist." So I was like, "Well, fuck it, we'll start a band with no bassist." So when we were Drop Dead Gorgeous, we made the decision that we weren't gonna play with a bassist, and it was awful.
It was awful.
And then we got a bassist, and we were like, we're gonna kind of revamp this. So we switched to Police vs. the Japanese Mafia, rewrote all our songs, and then we got bored with that after a while. So we started writing deathcore, and we renamed ourselves Axel Foley, and we played 2 shows.
Motherfucker!
Oh my
I
God.
remember there was a point when I was in Cutaway Blue, and I was really good friends with Mike. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Hey, let's start like a post-hardcore Cassidy's Burn band." And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Let's call it Axel Foley." And I'm like, "Yeah." So fuck y'all, because I had never been happier with a band name in my life, ever.
Sorry about you, man. But
You missed out.
Sorry
got
about it.
we got it. And we played 2 shows as Axel Foley, and then it just wasn't working out the same way. So our guitarist that had been with me from Burnt by Compassion to Drop Dead Gorgeous to Police vs. the Japanese Mafia, he hated the deathcore stuff. So as soon as we started doing that, we added a 3rd guitarist for a little bit.
Who?
I don't know his last name. I feel bad that I don't know his last name. His name was Joe.
Joe Schmo.
No,
Yep.
yeah, sure. He lived out
It
like
is
on
now.
State
He was like,
Line.
no, not him.
Fuck Joe Schmo.
Joined the army.
I know Joe. His last name is Kidwell.
Yes. I was gonna say Kid, but I was
No.
like, man, that's not
I
right.
know
We're
Joe.
halfway there.
Joe
I know
Kidwell.
Joe Kidwell.
Yeah. So he played with us for a while. We had the 3 guitarists, and as we were like practicing the new stuff, that's when Corey decided he hated it, so he quit, and it was just me and Joe for 2 shows, and then we were like, oh, this kind of sucks. I want Corey back, so we got Corey back, and we played as PX Jam again for a little while, and then that kind of fizzled out, and then I did nothing until No Fences. Actually, I played in the church band for a while. Mm-hmm. I played bass in my
I
mom's
didn't
church band.
count that because I've been in hella
Yeah, I
church
know.
bands.
I played in the church band for years. That was probably like my longest like tenure was the church band. But yeah, it was a
Playing
rager.
for the Lord.
It was a rager. But yeah, so that's and then Now Get By, obviously. But yeah, that's my history. And
What
then
bands have you been in?
All of them.
Every band.
Every band ever.
Every band.
every single one. So you've been like deeply involved in the music scene forever.
Forever. In high school, I did Battle of the Bands. That's
Yeah,
pretty much
Battle
strictly
o' the
the
Bands.
reason that I joined student council. Did that, and then Java Joe's, where I booked shows for a couple years, and it became the Sanctuary, and then it closed.
The first show at
Closed.
the Sanctuary.
Hit the Lights,
Hit the Lights, All Time Low.
All Time Low,
Asteria, Cardboard Cutout, and
Yep.
Beyond the Coast. Cutaway Blue, and
That whole weekend
was it.
was amazing.
That's a bill, man.
that's a
Yeah,
fucking
that's
bill.
Exotic Animal Petting
bill
Zoo
and a
played that
half.
weekend.
Did they?
Yup,
Yes,
they were the
did.
second day.
No, but every band on that show that wasn't local is huge now.
Yep.
Huge. Yeah, it was a good time. And then after they closed, it's like all the venues kind of closed, and I kind of dropped out of the scene. And then the last 2 years, I've been with Local Sounds Entertainment, booking shows with a couple friends of mine. And, yeah, just doing shows now.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
Very neat.
There was a long period of time where we just played at, like,
Java Joe's.
Legion Centers and
Oh yeah, all the
Eagles Club.
Eagles and
the
Eagles Club.
Lake Station Eagles was
Easy.
like key to the
Yeah.
local hardcore
It was
metalcore
just a
scene.
dirty concrete
Oh, yeah, it
basement,
was filthy.
and it was amazing.
And it was
Yeah.
the best. I saw some of the best shows of my life there. That's
yeah.
where I saw with Dead Hands Rising, I think 3 times, and they're still like my all-time favorite live band. Just so good. I saw them the first time at the Highland Legion, but then every time after that, locally anyway, was at the.
Do you remember shows at the Cock?
Yes,
The Knights of Columbus
this
on
year.
41.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
KOC.
The
yes,
Cock.
Knights of Columbus. That was amazing.
We
He's
would-
at Destroyer shows. We're
Oh my
turned
God.
There'd
up
be like assignment and Auden shows that
for like all summer every week.
fucking
Every weekend.
packed the fuck out of that place.
Oh,
That
yeah.
place was big.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
a
was
decent
wall
sized
wall
room.
kids, dude. It was insane.
The biggest mosh pit that ever started to one of my sets
You ain't never had someone watch during one of your sets.
at the KOC when I was in Burnt by Compassion. We played a show with Jersey Wednesday
Oh
Yep.
yes, Tuesday,
and
Wednesday.
who was the headliner that night? I don't remember.
Out for Blood.
It might have been Out for
No,
Blood.
was it? Yeah, probably.
It might have been Out for Blood because I was actually just thinking. I think it was
just
James.
guessing.
I want to say James was there, but you know what? The guys from Arnold Feeney were there too. So this is
That was the Iscariot show.
maybe it was the Iscariot
I
show.
remember that show. I was there.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Out
yeah.
for Blood was also on that show.
Out for Blood and Iscariot were like kind of every show together.
Out for Blood was better.
I don't know, Iscariot. Those are my homies, man. They were the ones that always hooked us up when I was in Burnt by Compassion. They hooked us up with almost all of our shows.
I might not be thinking of Iscariot.
Well, Iscariot.
I'm thinking of Pariah.
Oh, so I did play that Pariah show, but that's not the one I was talking about. That Pariah show was sick. But and Pariah, they shut all the lights off in the place, and they just had like a lamp, like a house
God.
lamp that they brought out and set in front of the stage, and that was like the only light in the room while they were playing. It was so awesome.
Sounds great.
Dark.
It was cool. No, it was cool. It was like a really trippy, like kind of ambiance. You know, it was,
A regular ass lamp. You ever seen
Yeah.
that? I'm like, oh, shit's trippy.
I'm gonna throw
whatever.
down with that lamp.
But anyway, so my point was about this mosh pit, right? So we were playing our closing song, which had a breakdown at the end that like we purposely wrote this breakdown at the end that we could continue this breakdown as long as we wanted, as long as people were still moshing. So like we started it out, and this place was packed because I don't remember whoever the headliner was. Everyone was there to see him, but we were like the direct support for the headliner that night. So everyone was already there packing the place. And a mosh pit starts in the middle of our breakdown. And then, like, as we're halfway through the breakdown, the mosh pit starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we were like, all right, fuck it. If it's going to keep going, we're going to keep going. So we keep just slowing this breakdown down and just dun, dun, dun. And eventually it gets,
very
like, fucking
breakdown-esque.
wall-to-wall breakdown. Like, no joke. Everybody in the
Like a
place was
circle pit?
moshing. Not even a circle pit. It was like just people throwing punches and kicks, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of the pit, everybody just like shoves everyone out of the way. James Jared, the singer from
my
Arnold Feeney
God.
Marriage, gets pinned down on the floor. They de-pants him, and they sprayed biofreeze in his ass crack. And it was the funniest fucking thing.
That's not funny.
It was hilarious.
Well, for everyone else.
If you're in on the joke, it's funny.
That's horrific.
Well, I mean, in nowadays, yeah, but back then
Yeah.
that shit was funny.
It still hurts back then as much as it hurts now.
Yeah, but it's still
He's
funny
okay,
back
though.
then.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine.
He survived.
He lived.
He was laughing about it later in the
Yeah.
I
evening.
bet you
Yeah.
we think about that shit now. Like,
Fuck those guys.
That still stands out.
Sued
That's
for
like
shit
one of the
like that.
craziest things I've ever played.
yeah.
It was awesome. It was fun.
All right.
But yeah, that's my KOC memory. Cedar Lake.
Woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
In your opinion, everybody, the number one greatest band to ever come from Northwest Indiana.
Come
Oh,
from
boy.
Wow. Just Northwest Indiana?
Just Northwest Indiana.
Oh,
the
shit.
best band from Northwest Indiana ever, period.
That's...
Goodbye, hell yeah.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna be cocky.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
next question, y'all.
Yeah,
that
goodbye.
answers that one.
Fuck you guys.
Let's see.
Like present and past, or just
All
back in the
together.
Are we
day?
talking like in our
Well, you know what,
personal
we'll-
opinions
we'll-
or like as most important?
Okay, let's break this down.
Ooh.
In your own personal opinion, who do you think is the best one? We'll do past and present for this. So past, best one, in your opinion.
Oh,
Y'all
shit.
got to answer the same shit too.
Oh, God.
My favorite, personal favorite from back in the day that I always loved watching, and I loved doing shows with them, was probably Iscariot, just because I was really ingrained in the metalcore scene. Like when you guys were doing pop culture shows and Java Joes and stuff, with the more poppy pop punk kind of stuff, I was in the metalcore scene playing Lake Station Eagles and Highland Legion and stuff. So I missed out on a lot of the shit that you guys saw.
I actually played one of the dopest shows I've ever played at Highland Legion.
Yeah,
it was
the Highland Legion was sick.
played
I
a
really
lot of
wish
great
they would
shows at
open
the
the
great
doors
show.
there
We
again.
played with the Fall of Troy there. That was probably one of the best shows I've
saw
ever
it.
played.
Oh my
there.
god,
I
that
saw-
show was so fucking packed.
Yeah, it was
I saw
the Fall
Tower
of
of
Troy,
Rome.
us, and Chiodos.
I saw Tower of
Yeah.
Rome at the Highland Legion, and they were the headliner that night, and they played their entire set in like 12 minutes, and it was
That's what's up.
it was the 12 minutes of like the craziest shit ever. Because I mean, that if you listen to their album, it's like 8-9 minutes long. It's the typical grindcore
Right.
from the mid 2000s.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's fucking nuts. But yeah, my favorite would probably be Iscariot.
What's yours?
I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but I think one of the best, or I guess my favorite, Chemist versus the Computer.
I figured that was going to come up. It's probably going to be at least
Dude.
2 of y'all's.
Not mine.
No?
No.
Ooh.
What's
I
yours?
don't know.
No, what's yours?
Amber.
Amber.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Amber to this day
How did I forget about
is
Amber? Dude,
amazing.
Dude,
Amber.
California.
I know how to play that song. I can play it right now. We can sing it.
Amber did blow my
Amber
mind.
was fucking
And you know what was so
incredible.
crazy? Like we played with them a couple of times, and it was such a mismatch because they're so
They were a big
light and
seeker
pretty,
show,
and
or-
like we're
Just beautiful. These harmonies and
Yeah.
just the bigness and the,
yeah. Amber
It was a trio.
there was 4 of them.
In the
Stanley?
beginning, it was a trio.
Well, true.
Dave.
It was Dave, Stanley, and Josh.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Perriman eventually became their bassist.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
But at first, they didn't have a bassist.
True.
It was so pretty.
But yeah, 100% Amber.
Okay.
Okay.
Andrew.
Summer Fight.
Summer Fight. How did I know that was gonna come
They
up?
went hand in hand with Chemist.
No, Summer Fight fucking ruled. So did Chemist. Oh
Fuck
my
yeah.
god,
Summer Fight
Chemist was so good.
Yeah, they kind of just like emerged for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they became pretty young Graves or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
That was just Summer Fight with Dan though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Which was still pretty
Current
sick.
day.
Current day, my favorite
Favorite
local,
band. Current day.
Low Country.
Cut.
Yep.
Low Country. It's, I mean, there's no question about it.
It's gotta be Low Country, which is also just Summer Fight.
We've
What?
we've played with pretty much.
Basically.
Oh, yeah.
We
Vito
played
and
with
Frank
pretty
were in,
much every-
Summer Fight.
Fuck.
We've played with pretty much all the current local bands out there right now in this Northwest Indiana
Are we
area.
being biased because Low Country are like our good ass friends?
No.
No,
Genuinely,
because
they are
their music
genuinely-
is sick.
I like Lost Years.
Lost Years
They're
is
really
super
Lost
good.
Years is
solid.
good. The Region.
The Region is also really good. Region
Region's
actually just dropped a couple new tracks. By the time this episode comes out, the tracks probably won't be all that new anymore. But
What about the show? The show be...
I don't know.
Let's plug the show.
This might come out before the show, but I don't know because we haven't even dropped the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
So if this
Hope
hasn't,
you went.
yeah, if
Hope
Went to the show.
if it's before
October 6th.
October
there.
6th, 2018, we're playing at BG Gators in Winfield, which is like 2 doors down from Java Joe's,
Yeah.
where Joe's used to be.
I love that.
If y'all
Only
Yes.
throw shows there.
Perfect.
if y'all know where
We'll do
Java
it.
Joe's was, 2 doors away is BG Gators. It's a free show we're playing there that Local Sounds Entertainment is
What
putting on.
up?
All of us will be there.
Yep.
We are playing with the Region, the Early, and Counter Theory, right?
Yes.
yes. Yes.
A pretty sick free show. So
gonna be a good time.
If it hasn't happened already, you should come.
And
If
if
it has
Coming
happened
up.
already, why weren't you there?
And if you were there, thanks.
Yeah.
Um,
Hope you enjoyed
I
it.
would
But yeah,
say
Low
that
Country's mine.
it might be Lost Years.
You have to come up with different answers, the two of you. You can just
Stowaway.
have
Okay. Oh yeah,
Stowaway fucking bangs,
we just
dude.
played with them for the first time a
Stowaway is
couple
so
weeks ago,
goddamn
and they
good.
were so
At our
good.
other show
Yeah.
at the Moose Lodge in Valpo.
Yes.
We play mostly their shows.
really,
And Eric
really, we
shows.
do. I think we play Franklin House and Local Sounds. That's it.
You're welcome.
We played a local sound show at Franklin House.
We played a couple of
Well,
local
we
sound
did
shows.
sound.
Yeah.
So it was like a joint
It was.
effort
I was going
between
to say it was an
and I.
Eric show that he hired Local Sounds to
What
do.
up,
that.
Eric?
Hi, Eric.
Eric.
Hope your ramen was a success today.
Sold out.
I've been
course.
I've been dying to try his
You
ramen.
see he cut his hair?
I think he looks good.
I
Little
think he does
baby
look good.
Eric.
I think he looks good.
So is your answer Low Country?
You can't.
Either Low Country or the Region. I think the Region is really dope sound, and their singer's really good.
He is very
Yeah.
good.
Very good.
And for a 3-piece,
Yeah,
they,
they're
man,
full.
they fill it out for a
They're
3-piece
soulful.
power trio.
Yeah.
Kudos.
They did a sweet cover of the Used. Oh man, it was so good. Got me so hyped.
I was gonna. That's why you're so hyped
Now,
right now.
who
Is
do you
because
think is the most-
the used.
Significant.
Did she answer yet?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said lost years.
Oh, I thought he said last year's.
Nope.
No, I said Stowaway.
Oh, you're right.
Come on.
Okay, I'm
This-
not
this-
keeping up.
It just
Just
happened a moment ago.
happened.
Yeah, I know.
Catch
Just
up,
happened.
Chris.
Who do you think is the most significant?
Right now,
Pat? I feel like Pass, I mean, Asteria. They got
Asteria.
huge.
Asteria.
Yeah.
Asteria is the most
As much as
significant.
I hate to admit it, yeah.
Right.
They were the one.
But to be fair, I never
traditional.
got into
I said
super
that
poppy
already.
music like that.
But yeah, they were.
See,
They were
that wasn't my scene either. But there was no denying like
Oh, yeah.
they were the powerhouse band
For sure.
Yeah.
and to
Dude,
ever
they had
come
the
out of
tightest
this area
pants.
probably.
And the
I don't know.
And the
Do you remember?
swoopiest dives.
Did you remember Garrett Schultz? He had the tightest jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Level 5.
Nestor had some
sometimes.
pretty tight jeans. He wore girl jeans.
I wore girl jeans for a while.
I think that was
Victoria
like the
Cross
rule.
had some tight ass jeans.
Victoria
Cross.
Cross.
Victoria Cross.
Victoria Cross was a great band.
We
Yeah,
we
they
always
were.
had beef with them. Like no matter
Yeah.
what, whether it was Yet So Far or the Victoria Cross,
That
so
sounds
far!
about right.
they always had beef with us.
Sandy
we always had-
and Gil.
The churches.
They were a great band.
The
Clip on my mic.
churches.
There was two churches.
Kevin wasn't in it.
He was, yeah, both churches.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Jimmy Church was cool back in the day. I don't know where he is now, but back
Jimmy
in the
and
day,
Kevin,
he was
yeah.
tight, man.
Yeah, both of them were in that.
But there was
That was odd. Like Falling from Faith's first show was with them at Brick House in the basement,
Brick
and
House.
Jeremy Williams was there, and then
Oh,
he started booking us
Jeremy.
at Joe's.
That's
I was
how got
wondering
into
how long it
Joe's.
was going to take for Jeremy Williams to come up in this episode.
He heard
Yeah.
us in that basement show and was like, "Yo, you guys are gonna be
Jeremy
booked.
Williams.
We're booking
Jeremy
you
is.
guys."
Yeah, he's the reason why I really got into it real big because he brought me into Java Joe's.
He's the only reason any of us did anything.
Oh yeah, and he like genuinely cared
I think I played.
about the music
solid
scene.
dude.
I think I
Solid
played one
guy.
show with Jeremy Williams.
I was
but
at that show.
we were not in the same scene, so we didn't cross that much.
You
I
gotta
just
stop doing
loved
that
how
with
he
your arm.
evolved from like
Is it
funny
tripping out?
Strip me out, man.
acoustic to
break
Jeremy
that
and the
shit?
Homo sapiens.
Dude, and that Homos record was just wasn't
So
it just
good.
Suburbanite with Jeremy Williams in it?
Suburbanite minus Mike plus Lucas.
Oh man, that EP was great.
Dude,
That was the full length.
Oh yeah, full length. It was great. It was like
So
right before you
good.
went for tour. You played at that gym.
RDS.
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 RDS Jim.
I think the audition played that night.
Yep,
I
we
played
played that
In
night.
June.
Autumn
Yep.
played that night. I remember that because that was the first time that I heard a bunch of people scream the lyrics to a song that like I wrote, and I was like, "Yo,
Yes.
this is what I want to do for the rest of my life: is play music."
If Andrew
Yes.
if psyched on something, he goes, "Yo." Yeah,
I-
checked in you.
I had to check it. It sounded like you peaked, but nope.
Perfect.
I did a couple of flyers for Jeremy Williams. You hooked me up with him, like you. Ashley, by the way, I pointed at Ashley. She texted me one day and she's like, "Hey, Jeremy really liked the flyer that you made for this show. Could you
Oh,
do a
that's
flyer
right.
for him?" So I made a couple of flyers for him back when I
Nice.
used to do flyer work.
Patriotic.
Oh, Jeremy.
Aw.
What's your favorite Jeremy Williams song?
All.
That one,
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
patriotic. The
I
American
think
flag
the
on his
entire
boxers.
Homo sapiens album.
Tumbleweeds, I think is.
I don't know. Song
That guy can
names.
write a hook. I'll tell you
Ooh,
what.
that guy can write
Yes.
he's
That
so
dude can
good.
write.
And he's so nice. He's still nice.
He's
He
the
played
best
Autumn's last show.
person Ever. Did he really?
Yeah, he played Autumn's last show at our high school at Lake Central.
Lake Central.
Everyone had to sit down.
Central.
Really?
Yeah, everyone had to sit down in their seats while we played, and then we
That's
faked everyone
so
out and had
uncomfortable.
Isn't
We
that
had
how
ev-
shows were at the Crown Point High School too?
we had everyone come up to the stage to say like give us high fives and stuff because it was our last show, and we went straight into our last song. Everyone started dancing and moshing and everything. The cops came like running up and like,
You're not sitting down.
yeah, I was like, oh my god.
What was your
They,
last song?
they closed the curtains on us.
No.
Gloves,
Damn.
the heaviest one.
What did you change the name of Party Mosh to?
The longest drive.
I remember the first time I'd ever seen them. And they're like, this song's called Party Mosh. And I was like, oh, fucking yeah, it is. That's cool. That's a cool-ass name for a song. And then
It's just a remix of the Monster Mash.
months later, they're like, oh, this song's called this. And they play it. I'm like, it's Party Mosh.
It's Party Mosh.
The
Yeah.
fuck? That will always be Party
That's
Mosh.
because Charlie came in and rewrote lyrics to it.
So what? Call it Party Mosh.
Yep.
What a great name for a song. Can we call a song Party Mosh?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
The fast one?
Let's just write their party mosh and do theirs.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. It's easy.
I remember that was like
It's super poppy.
But can we just call that fast, short hardcore song Party Mosh?
I don't see why not.
Done.
Party
That's it
Mosh.
now. Party mosh.
Exclusive.
Ooh yeah, you're hearing it now.
You're hearing it first.
You
You heard it first.
We got
what
a song
else?
called Party Mosh.
Party mosh. What else we got to talk about? We got venues.
Tons.
We talked about a couple of venues already. How about what was your favorite venue back in the day? Well, let's exclude Java Joe's from this because
I'm kind of biased.
I feel like that's an obvious
Okay.
answer.
Well, how far local are we gonna go? Because I've got. I mean,
Let's say the state line, anywhere like
In Indiana?
Indiana?
in Indiana. I guess.
perfect.
I want to see Knights of Columbus,
Which one?
Cedar Lake.
Cedar Lake.
Yeah.
Because I was
The
gonna
only
say.
one that matters.
Yeah.
Well, there was
Yeah.
there was a night show. I don't remember. I played a couple of Knights of Columbus's, and I don't remember which
I
one.
played the
was
Knights in
which.
Crown Point once.
They were all the Cedar Lake ones. You just don't.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I played that Cedar Lake Knights of Columbus probably 3-4 times, and all of them were great shows.
There was
I-
like a whole summer where that's all. That's
I've been
where we
trying to
played.
get. They said they would reopen their doors for shows again.
Really?
So yeah,
That'd be nostalgia.
yeah. That
Fuck.
show we booked in earlier in the year at the Low Legion.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost at the Knights of Columbus, but they couldn't. They didn't have that date open.
Oh.
So it can happen.
Nice.
It can happen.
Do you remember the first show that we played when you were in Cutaway Blue? Was it cool? Not cool.
I was in
Beans.
the assignment at Cool Beans.
You walked in with a bright pink shirt on.
That was the
Cool
assignment.
Beans.
That was Cool Beans. You know where Caskets and Headstones is? On 30?
What?
It's on 30 across the street from Von Tobel.
That's what they sell there, Caskets and Headstones.
It's
You know where the Trek store is?
Yes.
It's across the street.
Oh.
Yeah, it was this little place, hole in the wall coffee place,
oh, by Zell's.
and we packed that
Klein
place.
30?
Packed this
Klein
motherfucking
30.
place
We packed
wall
it.
to wall.
There was a fire issue. Streamers were popped. People were like 3 rows back outside the window trying to look in. Everyone was stuck like this in this place.
Wait.
There's 3 bands there. It was just us.
Didn't
y'all,
the End of
and
America play there one time?
yes, they did.
Okay.
And we got
who
that
was in
place
the
shut
band?
down. They got shut down
Didn't
for sure.
shut down.
Who else was down that show? There was another band. It was Nico and Donaldson and
Joe Mizell.
yes, that
Yeah.
band. What were they called?
I couldn't tell you. But they covered they covered a Snoop Dogg song. And it was sick.
Nico was wearing a Radiohead shirt. I'm like, who the fuck
Yeah.
is this guy?
Shout out to Nico, dude. That dude can shred.
And now he is somewhere.
He's somewhere.
Oh,
I think
someone.
he was in California,
Hopefully.
and
Dude, he just plays straight up like real screamo music. I'm like, so good though.
Yeah.
Like real screamo music, yeah.
it's awesome. My favorite venue in Indiana might have been Java Jim's was really sick.
Fuck you,
in
that
LaPorte.
was mine. God damn it.
But okay, then I'll pick something
The
else.
walls. Oh,
I'll pick something else.
okay.
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Solid.
Dude, I played some fantastic shows at Pop Culture with bands that I still listen to.
Yeah. There's a video of a Terieva at Pop Culture.
Oh my God, Terry
The whole set on YouTube.
Nice.
I watched it.
I think I know
Couple weeks ago.
exactly what show you're talking about. Because I'm pretty sure I've watched that
Yeah.
a few times.
More than a few times. I get so psyched.
Who was
watching
the
it,
girl
too.
with the big ass pink hair who used to take my pictures at Pop Culture?
What?
There was a girl who would come to shows at Pop Culture. She had big ass pink hair and she took pictures.
The Horn twins? Katie Horn and
Yeah, them. They took great ass pictures.
yeah.
Anyway, that's
And
that.
Sam's plus whatever plus bonk. I can't pronounce her last name.
Placenta.
Plastanka.
Yep.
Yes.
Sam's
Placenta.
Plastanka. Well, I can't pronounce it.
Andrew, what's your favorite venue? Did you say already?
Nice to Columbus.
Yeah.
Nice, the Cedar Lake one.
It's nice. Yeah, Cedar Lake one.
You know, our song off our first EP, American Legion. I actually wanted to name it KOC after that Knights of Columbus, but I got voted down on that. We decided on American Legion.
That's because
I
Jack is the only other person in the band that played those shows. Josh
Yeah.
never played those
So
shows.
it was one person.
Yeah, but Josh was like, no.
Oh, that's
Josh,
kinda-
Josh, yeah, I was
no.
gonna say Josh voted everything down. So, but
Yeah.
Love you, Josh.
But yeah, so that song American Legion that's about playing at venues like that is actually written about specifically when I was writing the lyrics to it. I specifically had
That place in mind.
the Cedar Lake Knights
Oh,
of
yeah.
Columbus in mind. So that's what it's written about. But what was your favorite then? If you
Mine
can't
was-
use Java Gyms.
If I can't?
Yeah, because he said Java. Oh,
I said
you
No,
said
he
Pop
changed
Culture.
his mind.
Okay,
Man,
Java
you
Gyms.
It's Java Gyms
God damn,
for
I'm sorry.
sure.
You guys are all talking at once. I can't keep up.
Because it was the best. Like the stage was in the middle, and the walls was like, it was like the books of an I Spy book.
Yes.
Or the walls were like the I
Yes.
Spy book, and then they had Red Drink,
Yes, they had the dope ceiling.
and they had the sound guy who was Midget Santana.
Midget Santana.
It was like if you took Carlos Santana and just made him a midget. Yep.
Oh,
And he used to say a
so just what it
Terrieva,
sounds like.
a Terriavia
Yeah.
every time.
A Terriavia.
No one
There's a
ever corrected
Terriavia.
him.
Clap,
It's
clap.
like, no. I love that place.
I saw a dope Troy Biscar show there.
I saw Fall of Troy there.
Yes.
You know what was an awesome venue we have not mentioned? The Lake Four Seasons Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Troy Biscar's played there too. We played
Yup.
with them. There's a picture of Auden, and I have a cutaway blue shirt. I have multiple pictures of Auden shows where I'm wearing a cutaway blue shirt. I have a shirt with Larry's face on me, the Fat Cat
Oh, the
shirt.
Fat Camp.
The shirt was dope.
I
That
have,
shirt was amazing.
I have a picture of that, and I have a picture of the just cutaway blue with the seagulls on it.
I remember that
Baby
shirt.
blue shirt. I had, yeah. Dude, I've always been a fan of your designs.
Thank you.
Since day
You're
one.
so talented.
Since day one.
Yeah.
I also had an assignment shirt with all of them on it.
That shirt was tight. That was the
Remember that
Caleb
one?
design, actually, and I hated it at the
All of them
time.
were holding their instruments.
I saw it, I'm like, this shirt is fucking lame. And now I look at it, I'm like, dude, that's the sickest shit.
Yeah.
And I want to be on it still. I still am on it.
Your drummer had the hi-hat stand.
You did. What was your favorite venue?
My favorite venue. Well, Cedar Lake Knights of Columbus already been mentioned.
Highland Legion. I was still metalcore.
No, Highland Legion was great though.
I never went there.
So Highland Legion was great because it was a big metalcore venue, but they had like a really good mix of stuff going on there. I think metalcore kind of ended the place, and that's why it got
Remember
shut
To the
down.
Pavement?
Yeah, I remember
of
To
course
the
I remember.
Pavement.
So we had,
To the Pavement was tight.
my band had a long-standing feud with To the Pavement.
Those were my homies.
To the
No
Pavement.
joke, those were my homies.
And
Fat Pat and all them?
Fat Pat.
Wait,
yeah.
which band?
Well, I think it was Police vs. the Japanese Mafia. So when I was in Burnt by Compassion, we played a bunch of shows with a band called Crawfish and Leaf.
Yes, Crawfish
Oh
and
my
Leaf were the homies
God.
too. Eric Fritza and Aaron and all them. Those were my homies.
Crawfish and Leaf ended up turning into Out of Hand.
Yes, Out of Hand.
And then we ended up becoming Police vs. Japanese Mafia. And while we were in Police vs. Japanese Mafia, we heard that Out of Hand was talking all kinds of crazy shit about us. So
That sounds about right.
it started a huge debate, like not a debate, a feud. And we ended up writing a song called I Didn't Know Rock Stars Only Played Legion Halls. And it was all trash and Out of Hand. And actually the opening line to the song was You're Out of Hand. And we played it one time, and they were there with the To the Pavement dudes, and like fucking.
And they got beat the fuck up.
No, nobody got beat up. There was never any physical fight. It was just
Yeah.
a bunch of trash talking, and then we kind of got
whack.
Like
we kind of got
Eminem.
pushed out of the hardcore scene at that point, and like we could still play with some of the metalcore bands like Versus and Iscariot and Out for Blood and stuff, but.
What was hardcore as fuck?
No, Out of Hand kind of took over. Those
Yeah.
were like the beginning of like the 219 hardcore.
Yeah,
With those guys.
and that's when
you know what's funny is like that's all they did was just talk shit about other bands, but for some reason
hardcore.
they loved Auden.
Hard.
yeah.
Yeah, any show that they played, they were like, "Yeah, get Auden on it. He's a destroyer."
Well,
Any of those shows.
they hated us, and it drove a big spike like between us and the rest of the scene, and it got hard to play shows.
I remember the second night. God, who did Fat Pat knock out? He punched the guitarist of that fucking Craig Owens singer band.
Chemist?
No, Craig Owens.
Chemist.
No.
No, Craig Owens from
Craig
Chiodos.
Owens. Chiodos.
Actual Craig Owens?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't start
The
your
Craig
The
Owens.
guitarist from
Chiodos?
Chiodos.
No
Dude
shit.
knocked him on his ass, like, in front of everybody. I was like,
Let's see. I'm gonna pick the Lake Station Eagles though.
Solid.
My favorite.
solid.
Just
No.
it was so gross. Such a dirty ass.
I saw
basement.
Ocean- Piano there.
It was
But
the right
fucking-
amount of gross.
It was the best. It was the best place to see a hardcore show.
The singer
Yeah.
from Oceano dropped me at that show.
Yeah.
I was right in front. I was so stoked to see them, man. I was right up front. I just got done smoking. I was so stoked. I was like, yes, I'm about to throw down. Dude, as soon as they opened up, he... Right in the chest. I was... I dropped. I couldn't do
I
nothing.
love every second of this.
I couldn't do nothing. They carried me
We
out.
played-
I missed the whole show.
So
I threw up like twice.
Oceano before there was Oceano, the singer from Oceano was in another band, and I can't remember what they were called for the life of me. But we played with them at this little ass coffee house in like Orland Park. It was so there was Mojo's, there was Big Mojo's, and then there was Little Mojo's coffee house,
Yeah.
and we played at Little Mojo's.
Little room in the back.
Yeah, and
Little
fuck,
Mojo's.
we tore that place apart. It was the best because they didn't care what you did to the place. So like we put on some crazy live shows. Like we'd like just beat each other up on stage and like drop kick each other across our amps and stuff. And our singer would just roll around on the floor and climb all over the stage. It was almost like watching an old Chariot show. But Mike was climbing all over the walls, and he ripped a bunch of shelves down and punched holes in the walls.
That sounds.
So
That
we
sounds.
had a hole kicked in the wall one
and then
time
we got
for
invited
those.
back a couple weeks later. It was like, oh.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
But
Mike
yeah,
would
so-
definitely do that.
So Oceano, before they were Oceano, their singer was in another band. I think it was called like Otis or something like that. And
It sounds about right.
They played that show with us, and it was
Dude,
pretty
their
awesome.
singer was huge.
Yeah, big dude,
Huge.
big dude.
I was like 18. Not even. I was like 17. I was like,
It's assault.
yeah.
It's assault for real.
Dude,
Just
Motherfucker.
existing.
he dropped me. Well, back then I was just at a show. I wasn't gonna whine about it. But it sucked. He came out to me afterwards, like, "Yo, I'm sorry, man. I just got super." I was like, "It was the first note, my guy.
You practically killed me.
You pointed me out."
If the band you're in now, which is our band, could cover a song by any local band, what song would you want to cover?
Any local band?
Any old local band from when we grew up, if we could cover one of their songs, what would you want it to be?
The Arnolfini Marriage. Fire at Will. What's the full title of that name?
I don't
of the
fucking
song?
know. I would ask you.
Oh.
Something.
That might Ken lyric.
Fire at Will, comma
No.
poor Will.
This is
what
before that.
Fuck. What did it say? That or Control Z.
It's the only song by them I can remember the title to. I have to think about this too.
I gotta think.
Probably an Amber song. The Assignment covered an Amber song one time because Josh Rick was there. I knew how to play it. I'm like, yeah, let's play this fucking song. And he was hyped. I thought he was gonna be bummed. And he came up and he sang it, and it was tight.
Nice.
He broke Mike Stinson's bass drum because he jumped off of it.
Oof.
It was at Java Joe's.
Yep.
Mike Stinson did a song with one of my bands one time. We actually covered.
Yeah, I saw that.
We covered Norma Jean.
Yeah.
Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste, and he came up and did the Aaron Weiss part at the end.
It was
and
sick.
I didn't know he was going to do it beforehand. I guess Tim had talked to him about it, and he came up and just nailed it. And he even had like the Aaron Weiss, like the weird rocking thing he does with the hand going and everything, and it was
He was obsessed with them.
It was so great.
Obsessed.
But okay, where were we? Oh, cover
The
songs.
intro.
I gotta think about this. Oh, an Amber song. That's what I said. But which one? Hallelujah, maybe.
Cherry Ava, you must have me mistaken for John Elway.
Ooh.
That song is a banger.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can do it and still make it get by-ish. That song bangs.
So good.
That's a great song.
How about you? If you had to cover,
What?
If you
Myself, my solo album.
if you were to pick a song for us to cover,
Ooh.
what would it be? What do you think we would do the best?
Oh, man. I don't know. I gotta think about it. I wasn't really prepared to answer this question.
That's okay. I'm gonna slam this wine.
Oh, Oh God.
No, mine was happy.
I don't even know.
All right.
Cool.
I feel like that's not fair.
This was a fun question.
Yeah. Sorry. What's your favorite touring band that used to come through?
With Dead Hands Rising.
How many
That's
times
easy for me.
do they have to come through for it to apply to this?
I mean, often enough to kind of make a mark.
I saw With Dead Hands Rising, I think 5 times in the
I would
region.
say at least a few times.
I saw them at the Highland Legion. I saw them at Lake Station Eagles a couple times, and I saw them at on the Square.
Ooh.
Oh, Sidewalk Slam. They came through here all the time.
Oh yeah.
Between the Buried and Me came through, played
Once.
Crown Point.
One
Yeah.
time.
And
One time.
and
Square.
I know. I'm not. No, I know. I'm not using. That's not my answer. But I wanted to bring it up because I thought so. That was like when Beatdown was really starting to like take over the hardcore scene, which is part of what ended up shutting down the local hardcore scene was because they just kept starting fights at shows and breaking shit,
Isn't
and then
that
the
the
venue
show
would
where
say
Ashley Oliver got
done,
punched
you know,
in the
done.
face?
Yeah.
So one after another,
she
venues
was
started
pregnant.
shutting down.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
remember that. I was there.
What was Ashley Oliver?
Well, Ashley Isaacs.
So
Yeah.
so between
Oh, yeah.
Between the Buried and Me comes up and starts playing, and a fight breaks out in the pit, and then they keep playing, and then another fight breaks out in the pit, and then another fight breaks out in the pit, and they stopped in the middle of one of their songs, and they said, you know, we've played all over the place, and this is the most violent fucking scene we've ever played in. And they're like, if you don't knock this shit off, we're gonna stop. And I was like, holy shit. Crown Point, Indiana is the most violent scene that Between the Buried and Me has ever seen.
Wow.
It's good.
And like they've played
Filled with a bunch of
Boston.
dipshit
So,
bands
They
and
played-
shit.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
but yeah, with Dead Hands Rising, my favorite touring band that's come
I
through.
would definitely say Sidewalk Slam for sure. 100%.
Trophy scars. Trophy scars, trophy scars, trophy scars. I preach on that name.
Woo. Mine was probably Call It Arson.
Ooh.
Cars, it was
My
sick.
Connecticut boys, yeah.
Nice. Do I remember the Phoenix Rising?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Phoenix Rising,
Fucking,
yeah.
They were local. They were
blah,
from
blah.
Valpo.
Yeah.
Right.
Dexter from T-Pick
Dexter.
was the
Great
drummer
fucking
for...
band.
Dixie.
No
That was one of
shit.
my first
he's the drummer
local
for Phoenix Rising.
Holy fuck.
He
Right,
put his
he-
arm up all the time, remember that?
He told me that a couple months
He's
ago,
like,
and I
no, it
was like,
fucking wasn't. No, I'm like, ask him.
Yeah.
Mine?
that was my
Totally
first
was.
local band shirt that I ever bought. Was one of their shirts. It had the gun on it. I don't know if you remember, but it had just a gun on it and a white
Yeah.
stripe. Oh, sick.
Remember when everyone had a gun on their shirt?
Of course.
I had 2 guns on my
Because it
shirt.
was the early 2000s.
I
Or
had
the
two-
gun that was on the side all the way up.
Mine was
Oh,
2
yeah.
guns.
That was a blood
It
shirt.
was a revolver and like a 9mm crossed with like a laurel wreath around it and a
Super
nautical star in
hardcore.
the middle. It was like the most hardcore thing you
It was
could
like
imagine.
every hardcore
It-
symbol
it mixed into
combined
one.
into
Combined,
one.
yeah.
The only thing it was missing was like a torch, you know,
Old English.
Old English.
Was missing Old English.
Of
I
course.
don't remember what font we used. I think it was
That
just
shit was like
Roman.
Times New Roman.
I think it was Times New Roman.
Thanks, Microsoft Word.
I-
It was Times New Roman, I swear to God.
It was Times New Roman. I could probably pull it up. I made that shirt. I made that shirt design in Microsoft Paint.
Tight.
Probably in the
Microsoft
high school
Paint.
computer lab.
Probably. That's where I printed all my flyers. Was the high school
yeah.
computer lab. That was the best.
Shit, I had another band that used to come through here all the time, and now I can't remember who it is.
All them. They were good.
Christian screaming emo band, Big Gap in the Teeth. We listened to him at Darren's.
Oh yeah,
Sub 7.
Sub 7.
Holy
Emotion.
shit.
Dude,
Anyway.
I don't care what anyone says. That song bangs,
His 2 front teeth was just gone. Like,
bro. You can stick a stack of quarters through those motherfuckers.
stab.
Promise.
A wall of motherfucking quarters.
Yeah. A solid $1.75.
7 quarters?
$1.75 worth.
Fuck off. That's
Oh,
huge.
You put 7 quarters in teeth and sing an emo song about Jesus
Banger.
and get like
I listened for
marginally
Jesus.
big, kind of.
They had breakdown chords.
They never got big.
No, they were on a Christian DVD that I found at Brick House.
They
I
were
was like,
on
all right.
what label were they on?
Triple Crown?
Triple Crown wasn't a Christian label.
Tooth and
Were
Nail.
they? Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Maybe early Tooth and Nail.
All Tooth and Nail still is Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, they were on a label called
Emery was on Tooth and Nail.
the same label
I
that
still
Pillar
love that
and shit
band.
was on, but I don't think anyone's gonna remember.
Pillar?
Anyway, there's that.
Forever in Motion was big too.
Yeah.
Rory,
Rory, Ambry.
Ambry.
Ambry
Was sick.
You mean everyone we know?
Yeah, they were around here a lot.
Yeah.
We played a
Well,
show with Ambry.
There was like a Chicago version of the band.
The best touring band to ever come through here like a bunch of times was the fucking Graduate.
Yes. Yes.
No one better.
Yes.
They're
The Graduate.
for sure. The Graduate.
Dude, hooks for days.
And
And you
like-
know what sucked? Like when they started getting really big, and like
They never got that big.
well, they started getting
They
bigger
started
around
to
here.
suck.
Yeah.
Like they had just started. Like when they got done recording with Seth. Mm-hmm. They're so good and in the pocket and so solid as a band. I was like, God, you guys suck, but I love you guys.
Dude,
They're so.
they
good
were
at
here
their
all the time. We
instruments.
played with them like 10 times.
Oh yeah,
Fucking Christ.
at the Four
biggest-
Seasons Clubhouse.
Biggest band you ever played with?
At the time, or
Have you played any big shows in Chicago?
no?
No. Okay, so the biggest touring band you ever played with at a local venue.
Can it be how big they are now, or how big they were at the time?
Chiodos.
Because if it's how big they are now, it'd be by a landslide. All time low. All time low. Is
All Time
fucking
Low.
huge.
Yeah.
But
Chiodos for me.
Chiodos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did recently just play with, not just like a couple years ago. I played with He Is Legend.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So
I
that's
played a
pretty
song with All Time Low one time.
Did you?
I wasn't playing this show. They were playing it. They were at Bean Counters, and I just went. And they asked if anyone knew how to play some Blink song. I'm like, I know how to play that song. Like, come here. I'm like, ah. And in retrospect, like, and they weren't big at the time, but it's tight now.
Do I get to enter this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Biggest
The
band you've
biggest-
ever played.
The
played
biggest
with.
band you ever booked, or a
did
show
the
that you were ever part of?
Ataris.
Yeah.
The Ataris.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the lead singer, but I mean, it was. you
Oh,
know.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a double show.
That was
That
sick.
and Hit the Lights.
Yeah.
All Time Low.
We got to play with the Ataris a couple years ago, Big Shots, and it was
Amsterband, who is now Haha Tonka.
We
is
played
kind
with
of
Chasing
big.
Victory.
We used to book them all the time.
in Valpo.
about.
Chasing Victory. With the snakes?
Yes.
Okay. I put my hands to my stomach, so y'all didn't weren't like with the snakes. And still, that doesn't clarify anything
No,
either.
it does. Yes.
Did they
Yes.
just play snakes instead
They
of
played
instruments?
snakes.
Yeah.
No, their album,
That's the track.
their album art was like a naked dude with his stomach open. There were snakes pouring out of it. It was actually really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Sounds
They're a great
brutal.
band. I love that band.
They weren't.
They're like a Christian,
They're
another Christian
a scene band.
Under Oath ripoff. But they were
We
good.
played. We opened for Pariah like when they were at their peak. I know they never really like got huge, but that was like when they were at their peak. I think they were on. Was it Black Market Activities? Where they got
no idea who you're
booked,
talking
or where they got
Fucking no.
signed?
Yep,
I've
nothing.
never even heard of
Remember
that.
Black Market Activities?
I've never even heard of
Just
Pariah.
you.
It's just you. Who's the biggest band this band's ever played with? The
Probably the
Ataris?
Ataris.
Yeah.
The only big ones we played with really are the Ataris, Lucky Boys Confusion.
Dude, Lucky Boys is just big and like
Lucky Boys is big in Chicago. Ataris is,
Lucky Boys was kind of big in Chicago 15 years ago.
Yeah.
they
They're
are
not-
selling
That's
out the House of
accurate.
Blues like right now.
Are they? No, actually, we went to their 20th anniversary show like a year ago, and it was fucking packed.
They're like on a revival right now. They're getting big again. I'm actually kind of bummed. I didn't know they were gonna book the House of Blues, and I think I know the guy that was kind of booking that show. I wish we could have gotten on it. That would have been
Yeah, we
awesome.
could.
Wah, wah.
Happens.
But oh well.
Didn't we turn down a Metro show?
We did.
What?
No,
We
we,
turned
were on,
down-
we were on a Metro show, and then we had to drop a Metro show because
None of our band members could play it.
no, who wasn't there?
Jack and
I was out of town. I think
Chris
Who
and
was
Jack.
it with?
Turnspit. Turnspit was the headliner, but it would have been cool to play the Metro either way. But I did find out it was a floor show. They didn't
Who
play on the
gives a
stage.
shit?
I know. It would be even cooler on the
Oh,
stage.
but it's still in the Metro.
Yeah, I know. I don't get me wrong. I would have been
No, we
super
were like the
stoked to
first
play the
band they
Metro.
asked, and I'm like, yeah, that's
I
so
know.
cool. Y'all are
I
so
know.
nice. They're so good.
We also turned down a House of Blues show
Oh, you guys are
with
dumb.
Oceans.
Yeah.
Ocean's asked us to play House of Blues with them.
Just kidding.
No, I'd never turned down a show before.
So
Never me.
Ocean's that House of
make
Blues
it.
show. I was gonna fly home for that one, but we had to sell a certain amount of tickets, and we knew we couldn't do it, so we had to turn that one down.
Was that when you were in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was looking at flights to come home that night. It would have cost me like $400 just to come play this show, but it would have been worth it.
No, someone was at that show. I forgot who, and he texted me. He goes, "You're a good thing you guys dropped. The show sucks."
Oh yeah.
No, but I don't remember who it was. But I was like, I don't give a fuck what you think about music. It's just somebody not important.
I still just to be on the stage at the House
Right?
of Blues would have
Yeah.
been fucking awesome.
True.
That's definitely
But you would have been
a
on the
bucket
floor.
list.
Yeah. Wait,
Right.
what?
No, that's Metro.
What's your bucket list
that's right.
venue to play at?
I was gonna say my big three that I want to play for sure are the Metro, House of Blues Chicago, and Bottom Lounge.
Dude, fucking have some ambition. Them shits is small.
I don't care.
I'm talking
Those
like
are like
Coliseum,
those are the ones that like
Fuck those shows.
United Center.
Fuck those
I've seen my
shows.
favorite shows at those venues, and that's why I want to play there.
Okay.
See, the United Center shows are bullshit. Same with the UIC.
Yeah, but when I'm playing a show at United Center and I'm like, oh, Ashley Greene thinks it's bullshit. I'm getting paid $1 million for this show. I'm gonna fuck.
Well, fuck you.
Well, for like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but like as a spectator.
Yeah.
I've seen some incredible shows at House of
Oh
Blues.
yeah,
or
but it's
not
like
House of Blues,
$50 and they're like an inch tall.
No, the
And
only
I'm
time
like,
I
oh,
like
cool.
it was
Yeah. I can watch this on my phone.
Right?
the only
Like,
time
and get a better
truly
view.
actually saw a really good show at the United Center. The tickets were like $300. Like it was.
Were you on the floor?
I was close as fuck.
Well, then worth it.
It was
Yeah.
Watch the Throne tour.
Ooh.
And it was amazing. It was amazing.
Nice.
Oh my god, it was
Nice.
amazing.
I don't know what mine would be. I don't know.
You asked a question you can't
Yeah,
even
I
answer
can't even
yourself.
answer it. Definitely Metro for sure.
The Metro, yeah.
Definitely
It's-
Metro. Bottom Lounge was sick. I saw Envy there, but I feel we could do better than the Bottom Lounge.
I think we can get a Bottom Lounge. I've
I
been,
think we could do a Bottom Lounge. I also think we could do a Beat Kitchen.
I would love to play
Easy.
Beat
I
Kitchen.
feel like that
Beat
could be
Kitchen.
way easier than you think.
Yeah,
I've played Beat Kitchen before.
I've never played that. I would love to play that. I saw Wax on Radio there.
Ooh.
Remember Wax
I
on
saw
Radio?
the Contortionist at Beat Kitchen.
The last time I was
Wax
at the
on
Beat
Radio.
Kitchen was like 2010. I was living in a city, and I was like 23 maybe, and I was really bored one night, and I'm like, there's got to be a show. Because I'd only lived there for like a month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's got to be a show tonight. Like, there's got to be something to do. And it's like Balance of Composure and Such Gold and Fireworks and some other shit was playing at the Beat Kitchen. I'm like, oh, fucking right. I'm like, who's coming with me? And everyone's like, not me.
I would have came. I would have came with you.
I know.
We're getting really far away from the local stuff, though.
Yeah, and I'm talking Chicago.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Chicago's
who-
semi-local.
Who didn't drive to Chicago to go see dope shows?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure. I still do.
I saw the Fall of Troy, the Deer Hunter, and some other crazy ass band at where was it? Some place
yeah,
in
that-
Chicago, but it was sick. It was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
I'm going to the Metro in like 2 months to see fucking Every Time I Die, Turnstile, and Vane. All in
Angel
one
Dust
night.
is
Angel
the best
Dust.
band on that bill. You didn't even
the
mention them.
what's the day on that?
November.
Is it a
I'm not
weekend or
going.
is it a weekday?
It's a Monday night.
Oh man,
It's
not
it just
going.
sold out too. It just sold out
That's
yesterday.
I hate when bands do that. I mean, I get why they had to do that, but
Yeah. But, you know, I saw it was on a Monday night, and I was like, fucking, I don't care. It's
Yeah.
Every Time I Die and Turnstile and Vane. Turnstile and Vane, who released 2 of the best albums so far this year. And Every Time I Die, that's just fucking Every Time I Die.
they're a great band.
If you could see one local band again live one last time, who
Ooh,
would it be?
Terry Ava.
Okay.
that was quick.
Yeah, dude, they were so good, so underrated. I feel like.
And it can be a band that you were in somehow. No, it can't because it's of possibilities.
I mentioned them earlier in this episode, and we kind of dropped them off again, but I want to see Jersey Wednesday again.
Yeah, that'd be. Dope.
I saw
They were
them
great.
play twice.
Jersey Wednesday was
And
so
great.
spread
blew
out, though.
they blew my mind both times I saw them play.
They're
and
solid
I
musicians.
was really disappointed that I couldn't see them anymore. How
Why
about
you?
you?
Oh, if you could see, you were. She was
I had
peeing
to
or
pee.
pooping, one of the two.
No,
Let's
just
go
pee.
pooping. You were peeing? Nope.
I would admit it if I pooped.
Well, you won't.
If
You don't know me.
any local band that has ever existed around here, if you could see them play one more time.
Oh God.
Right.
And where?
Oh
And
God.
You know what? I'm going to say if I had to see Jersey Wednesday, I want to see them at the Lowell Skate Park because I wanted to go to that show that they played at the Lowell Skate Park so bad and fucking.
They played Lowell Skate Park.
They played the Lowell Skate
I saw
Park.
them at Crown Point Skate Park, Freedom Park.
Yeah. So the Lowell Skate Park had a really sick like hardcore show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's the shittiest skate park in America.
They had a really sick hardcore show that At All Costs, this band from Texas, ended up headlining, and I was super stoked on going to this show. And Jersey Wednesday was like one of the openers, and I was so excited to go to this show. And then like the day before the show, and I'm still bitter about this, Tim, if you're listening to this. The day before the show, yes, my cousin Tim. We both worked at Wilco, the grocery store in Cedar Lake, and he asked me to cover his shift the next day, and I was like, "Oh man, like, is it important?" He was like, "Yeah, I really need the day off," so I covered his shift.
What did he do?
He fucking went to the show at the skate park that I wanted to go to.
Tim move.
Yeah.
We should call him.
Oh, what a bird!
I don't want
What a bird!
Typical
You know what?
Tim move.
I don't
like Tim, man.
To be fair, I don't know if he knew that I was planning on going to that show, but
apparently
canceled.
you're still hella upset over
I
it.
was very
Of course
upset,
he
'cause
fucking knew.
Dude, At All Costs was one of my favorites back in the day, and I really wanted to. I was like, oh my god, they're coming to fucking Lowell, and I really wanted to see them, and I didn't get to. So, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Way to go, Tim.
I asked this question and I haven't thought of what I wanted to answer.
Well, you better make it quick. We got to wrap this
Is it
thing
like
up,
a
bud.
current venue or like any?
Cherry Pop Culture. In that
solid.
tiny ass room.
Yep.
All the lights off and their background lights just flashing. Sick.
Yes.
Sick.
I think I'm gonna go Jeremy Williams and the Homo Sapiens at Java Joe's.
There you go.
Classic. Can't go wrong. That's a solid. That's a solid
show.
A show that you saw how many times though?
1,000.
1,000 times.
That's how good it is that it would be.
But I loved
one
it
more would
every
just be
time.
fucking perfect.
I'm gonna say Auden.
Where?
I actually would love to see Auden.
Auden at
Thanks, guys.
Make It Weird, Franklin House.
Whoa.
I want to see
Franklin
Auden.
House.
No, because it's like a band that was a big deal to me then, and a place that's a big deal to me now.
Oh, that's
So
really
Auden-
fair.
So, hang on. Fuck it. Yeah, Auden at Franklin House. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I always
That'd be
kind of looked
sick.
at Get By as like a super power group almost, because it was Auden and all the bands that you were in,
Sure.
Larry, and all
Yeah.
the bands that you were in, Chris. It's just this weird like conglomerate.
Yeah. Of local
Of,
bands just
like,
joined one
05,
to make
06.
one power
Yeah.
group. And they were called Get By.
It's true.
And look at all the people that cared. No, we do good.
Hi, all 5 of you.
Yeah. We do good. Our families like us.
Yeah.
Jack's parents never missed one of our shows. I'm serious.
They seriously
They're
are
at
at
every
fucking
one of
show.
our fucking shows. Jack's parents have seen more shows than I have. Well, I've never seen one of our shows.
Jack's
but-
mom has a CD that any CD that we've ever put out, and any band that me and Jack have ever been in together, she has it, and she has every band member sign that CD. She has like all of our
That's
EP.
adorable.
Dude, they're the
She has them all.
They're the sweetest.
They are legitimately the nicest people in
And she
America.
has-
I met him at the Moose Lodge.
She has a
I love them.
videotape.
I wish they were here.
She can't get the videos off the video camera, but she has just
I'll do it.
hours and hours of videos of all the Auden shows. Like
That's
bangers.
magical.
At Banger. Our second show was at a Battle of the Bands. She has Brick House shows. She has Jump Joe shows. She has.
I have
She has-
a VHS copy of the Lowell High School Battle of the Bands
Oh, no.
2002
Nice.
when Slaughterhouse Cruelty played.
I played a little Battle of the
so
Bands
embarrassing.
That was
twice.
the year Mr. Lindsay won.
Yes, Mr. Lindsay won that
Mr.
year.
Lindsay.
And
Mr. Lindsay.
Fiddler and the Juice got second?
Fiddler and the Juice was tight, man.
Fiddler was actually
Fiddler
really
and the
good.
Juice?
Yes.
Like
juice.
Juice.
Like
Like-
orange juice.
Ah,
Glug,
tight.
glug, glug.
I was like,
They
yeah,
were-
They
edgy.
covered a Red Hot Chili Pepper
Dude,
song.
Fiddler was so good.
So good.
Ooh, we never talked about
Way
the Grange.
ahead.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Indian Trail
Oh,
Grange.
shit.
Grange is dope.
In Lowell, Indiana. I
Grange
guess
is fucking weird.
yeah.
Grange is like an old, sketchy church in the middle of nowhere.
Now
think
it's a
essentially
church
like
again.
A barn
It's a church again.
that they just do
Oh,
a bunch
fuck
of shit
that.
in.
Yeah,
But you can still rent it.
but not for shows. I've tried.
Really?
Yeah, I called them and said, "Hey, can I have a concert there?" And they're like, "We don't do that anymore."
We still have the Legion.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the Lowell Legion's back. The Lowell Legion was also one of my favorite venues. I played there probably.
That was my first time
100
playing
times.
there.
The last
At
time
that
we
show.
played there
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
was my first time playing downstairs.
I was
See,
gonna
I
say,
missed-
did you
I
remember
missed the
playing
upstairs.
I only played upstairs. Played
I want
upstairs
to play
like 6 times.
I want to play the upstairs again.
So do I. That
I
room
hope
was
we can
big
make
as
it.
I remember there was a
Fuck.
show upstairs like our last day of high school.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the show? I
That
think
was
I played-
Pirates and
I think-
Ninjas Festival or whatever.
Yeah.
I was at that.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw
I
the
think
Brigade.
Arnold Feeney Marriage played that.
Probably.
Y'all, the Brigade, some band that covered Tom Petty. It was a bunch of dorks in a band.
Oh. Oh no, that's not what I'm.
Do you remember that touring band that used to come through, played at Knights of Columbus all the time? It was No Life, but with a Y.
Yes, actually, now they are Heartsick. I think is the same band.
They were
still
something
around?
between that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it No KNOW?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
No
KNOWLYFE.
Yeah.
Between
I
that,
think
they were called
they're called
something else.
Heartsick now. I think
No
they,
shit.
yeah, they still play around here.
Wow.
We actually got booked to play with them out in Joliet, but the promoter on that show was a huge douchebag, and it fell through. I don't even
They
remember.
weren't bad.
No, they weren't bad.
They weren't bad.
They were.
They had some cheesy parts, but other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't have cheesy.
Right.
It's
Remember
kind
Adu?
Ado.
Oh.
Adu was fucking bad. man.
Ado.
They were a seeker show. Or a
They were a
band.
Seekers band. They were the
Seekers
Seekers
band.
band. And they were fucking bad. Do we have beef with the band? Yet?
No, I don't
Let's
think
make
so.
it.
Let's start
Yo,
something.
who wants to
Well,
beef
you
with
came out
us?
swinging.
I like it. I like him. I swing.
I know, I do too. I'm just
Who
playing.
who you want to start shit with? Who's someone who's like can definitely not beat us up? The Region?
The region. Yeah, probably.
Fuck the Region.
Yo, I'm gonna come out with a diss track.
About the Region.
About the
The only
Region.
reason like I'll pick the Region is because like we're bigger than all of them. And they can
And there's 5 of us and 3 of them.
but they can still beat us up because they're young and fast and shit.
They're
I'll throw like
spry.
8 punches back.
They're like, motherfucker, don't do it. They're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you up. They're gonna rip us apart. I love the Region.
I love the Region. Scared ass.
I'd beef with White Tie Affair.
White tie affair.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck that.
Why?
Because they
Remember they were huge for like a month?
they were on like
Nope.
an episode of The Hills or something, and that was about it.
Yeah.
The singer used to play outside of Java Joe's, like sit on the curb with his acoustic guitar and swoon all the teenage
I
girls.
had a dude do that too. I
remember
booked
that,
a show. I booked a show, and the opening act was this dude named Jeremy Lucido.
I remember him.
Yeah, you told me about him. You were the one that had me book him.
It could not have been me.
I promise.
No,
it was
Jeremy
you.
Lucido?
Yep.
I know him. He went to Lake Central.
And I got really nothing bad to say about it. He was fun to watch. He played.
You covered A Day to Remember.
He
I remember
covered
that show.
a couple of things, and it
like
was
everyone
he was
does.
fun to watch. But then, like after his set was done, the next band up was, I think that was when I was in church band, and we played a set there. And then after the church band was when Fighter Planes played.
Mm-hmm.
But after Jeremy was done, he like went outside, and it was just him and his acoustic guitar. And then after he was done, he went outside and played the same fucking songs out in the parking lot, and like all of his groupies followed him out. I was like,
See, this
dude,
dude did it
motherfuckers,
before
like,
they played.
stay in here and watch the other bands. Like that's what you're supposed to do, you know?
But
I want to
I
hear but I want to hear this song.
I want to hear the
acoustic.
set twice. Dude, if I
Yes.
went to a show and a band that I really liked played, and they're like, hey, we're going to go play the same set outside, I'd be like, tight, I'm coming.
Right.
You wouldn't do that?
No, that's shitty.
So?
That's a super shady thing to do.
Yeah, but if it
real
was a
shitty.
band, if someone
But
you
you're
really-
taking away from the
say
other
you
bands.
were seeing with that Hands Rising somewhere, like we're gonna go play the set in the parking lot right now. You'd
Acoustic.
fucking go.
Acoustic.
acoustic.
Acoustic. I don't think I could
I don't
watch
think
with
they
Dead
could
Hands
perform
Rising acoustic.
Acoustic.
I would.
But I had beef with White Tie Fair
Yes,
because they
I
got in
wanna
my
hear about
face. The guitarist, I think, I don't know, it was the real fucking tall guy. He got in my face about some contract that Jeremy nor I ever signed about some shit about paying their sound guy that we told him not to bring because we had one, and lighting guy that we told him not to bring, and then yeah, they got in my face, and I told them I wasn't ever gonna book him again, and they left their huge like light rack, so we got a free light rack out
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
positive.
And that's when Call It Arson decided to take me on tour because they watched me handle shit and not losing.
Nice.
Nice.
When?
Good time.
When?
When? That was the
Winning.
Sanctuary, so
2006.
late 2005, because it closed December 2005.
Did it?
Yeah, because it was right before I turned 20.
Damn.
Yeah, eons ago.
We got to end this. Let's go out.
Oh, and
Let's go out with
dead.
like one more. How about honorable mention band that we haven't brought up at any other point tonight? Somebody that you really liked that we have not talked about.
Rise.
The
Rise
Rat.
was a great fucking band.
Okay.
Rise was a really good band.
The Presidency.
Ooh.
Local solid ska.
Why didn't ska do better?
Because it's a
Because
joke.
I think they were the
Fuck you, I
only
love
band.
ska.
Every
love
show
ska.
was a good time.
It's
Because
ska
no
is
one,
just
no
a
one wanted
party.
to learn how to play trumpets. And
That's it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was the brass.
Yeah, no one wanted that shit. Cause
It's even harder to find a brass section than it is to find a fucking drummer.
Bet it's not.
Yeah.
I bet it's easier to find brass than it is to find a drummer. Find a drummer's hard as fuck. We just got lucky.
I tried to start a ska band a few years ago.
Dude, if Andrew ever quit this band, we would break up. What
I-
are we gonna do?
I had my buddies.
Speed
I would-
acoustic band.
I would never quit.
I would never quit. Did you see how I did that?
I would
He
never.
like leaned all into the
Never gonna
microphone.
happen.
I would never
looked
do
us-
that to you,
Looked us
Larry.
both in the eyes.
Yeah, I made sure
I would
both
never
of you know
quit.
that I would never do that.
I might never quit.
Well, fuck you.
But
I ain't gonna do
He looked at
So,
them
yeah.
both at the same time.
so yeah,
I saw
honorable mention band. Let's get out of here. You said Presidency.
it. Yeah.
You said Rise.
I'm gonna go. Wait, Rise who? Like
Rise Enemy Rise.
Rise Enemy Rise. Damn, that's a good band too. I was gonna say that. The Useful Sound.
Ooh.
They weren't local?
I was trying to. Yeah, they were. They were suburb.
Is the South
They just-
Band local?
I played.
Ish?
I played
Ish.
countless shows with them.
That
And
might say
every
the honor recital.
Ooh.
damn,
I
nice.
forgot about those guys.
Honor recital was a good band.
No, I don't
Solid
know how to answer
dudes.
this question.
What you got?
Do you remember your best friend? Oh, they were from Michigan, though.
You know what? I'm gonna say. So this was way back in the day, like maybe late '90s, even early 2000s, when nu metal was like it. There was two bands that I saw back then a couple of times. One of them was called. Oh fuck! Now I forgot their name. I had just had it a second ago, and then I thought of the other band, and I forgot the first one. The other one was Kahara Face. Do you guys remember Kahara Face at all?
Nope.
I feel like you made that
No,
up.
I
was gonna
fucking
say,
swear
you
to
guys
God,
are probably
Kahara
like
Face.
8.
Kahara Face was like this new metal band from, I want to say, East Chicago or Whiting or something. And I saw them at the Hammond Civic Center, and I saw them. They came to Club X once, and they were fucking just amazing. Amazing, like
Everyone knows how the band was.
Right? He's
Random
gonna
Acts of
text-
Violence.
No, not
Random Acts of Violence.
You built up this thing. It's like, oh, you know.
Well, Random Acts was great
I
too.
remember the name.
Random Acts was awesome. That was back in the day when like Jack in the Box was it. You guys remember Jack in the Box?
I remember
at all?
I saw them once
Jack
at
in
a
the
Battle
Box.
of the Bands, maybe.
Jack in the Box was the best.
I remember
Random
there was
Acts
a
of
pop punk
Violence,
band from West Central
Aspartame.
called Thief.
Yes.
You remember
Thief.
Thief?
Yes, dude, they were like when Falling Fate was in middle school. They were like the high school band, and everyone kept on telling Thief, "Yo, you better watch out. You
They're
better watch."
coming
I was
after
like,
you.
"We're not trying to do that, yo. We just want to play shows with y'all,
There's just
but
one
let it be known
band.
we are here. But we don't want no beef.
We're not going to step on your toes. We're just
Yeah.
going to stand next to you.
Yeah, man.
Random Acts of Violence, I think, did
Cool.
a System of a Down cover at a Battle of the Bands that I watched, and they fucking nailed it. And it was really cool because I used to love System of a Down back then.
Nice.
They
You
played.
go System of a Down now.
I was
I,
gonna say,
I
you
love
don't
the
any longer?
I love the first System of a Down album still. It's still great.
It really is.
But yeah, so those are probably my honorable mentions. Kahara Face more than Random Acts for sure.
The band that no one knows.
I don't know either of
fucking
these
swear
bands.
I'm gonna somebody if anybody's listening to this, please help me track down Kahara Face because I loved them and I would
You
like
tried
to get a hold of
Googling
them.
it.
I have. I did at one point. I was able to find like the on the Wayback Machine. I was able to find like their Angel Fire page or something.
What's a Wayback Machine?
The Wayback Machine. It's like the website that lets you view old ass websites.
What?
As long as you know.
I thought
As,
you were using like a metaphor.
no. Google the Wayback Machine. I think it's part of Google actually.
I wonder if I can pull up the old assignment website.
Probably if you remember the entire URL,
Yeah.
you can pull it up.
We had like a
You
.tk
probably designed
website.
it. Oh, TKs.
It shit was
I
free.
remember Photo Bucket.
Yeah, I still remember my photo bucket login. And I went into it not long ago, and there was
It's
a
still a
picture
thing?
of Steve Nestor, and I replaced all of his skin with pizza, and it looked the same.
Oh no!
That's hilarious.
All right,
fuck.
On that note, we got to get out of here.
He was super pissed.
That's great.
Let's go. Peace.
So, this was really fun, so we'll have to do this kind of thing again.
Yes,
just talk about
definitely.
some more local bands.
Hell yeah.
And
Good time.
local venues and blah, 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 blah. But until then,
Yada, yada, yada.
thank y'all for listening to Crucial
Thanks,
Tunes.
guys.
Thanks for
and
having us.
Yeah, man. It was fun. It was a
fun.
blast.
We'll do this some more. This was great.
Woo.
But, all right, laters.
Peace.
Bye.